Okay. Um, we say, I just want to say good evening to all of you. For those of you who will be joining us shortly, um, that we are about to give you some updates on some of the events or some of the show that we covered. But most importantly, we would like to delve into the challenges that we are going through, to keep up this platform, especially with no financial support coming from anywhere, uh, without a job, and only depending on the, little resources, handouts that's coming from a few of you out there who always will see the need to support what we do. I just want to first of all take this time to say thanks to the like of Cynthia, Esther, the lady named Esther, who every time we go live, she makes not less than 40 United States dollars available to our upkeep. So if we went live 10 times in a day, that's $400 that we get to make. Let me read that comment. My dear brother, my best friend, long time. That's from Orita Topa. Orita, how are you? And I want to say thanks to you, Esther. Then we have the likes of Sis Anna, who helped us during tough times. She will always make a contribution. Sometimes periodically in the month, she will call us $300, $400, $500. She will make that available. I also want to take this time to say thanks to the likes of Nard Gordon and a host of you other guys who I'm talking about, Diamond, I can go on and on. Most of you who always look out for the program. But I want to touch on a few things lately that has been happening that has discouraged some folks, and then also some of the new folks, because we see we've added over 10,000 persons lately since Facebook, lifted the ban on some of the restrictions they had on us. We've added more people, but we are in a community, especially here in Liberia. How are you? That's Big Smoke, Williams. I'm fine, Big Smoke. And please comment, because the more you comment, the better for the life. I want you to listen keenly, because this is a very important broadcast. We will be making a lot of updates. One will be on Frank Lobo. You all know who Frank Lobo is. He's a renowned Liberian journalist and, commentator, commentary guy, has his own column, worked with almost all the radio stations here. He got sick and was sent to India. We will give you some disturbing update about Frank Lobo. We will also talk about, Robert. We will talk about Rubin. We'll talk about Stanley. Stanley is the guy who have something that looks like Parkinson illness. I really want to talk to you, my brother. Please, if you have time. That's from Orita Togba. Sis Orita, you can reach me right after this broadcast. I will try to call you. Mary Bly, Bai also, we will be making, what is the name? She's a lady who had her son here in Liberia. I don't know what happened. She took the boy to the U.S. According to her, she was not happy with the dad. So, but now since they got to the U.S., her son is in his 30s and he keeps pressing her, Mom, I want to know my daddy. And so we have placed an announcement out there, and that anyone knowing Mary Bai, spelled Gbayee, that we're in search of Emmanuel Kwehe. Emmanuel Kwehe, and Mary was in Central High School. Somebody saying no sound. Are you hearing me, guys? If you can hear me, please confirm that you're getting sound. Please confirm. If you can hear me, please confirm that you're getting sound. Okay? If you can hear me, please confirm that somebody is saying no sound. Check your device. Is there sound or no sound? I need to know if there is sound. Please type. I don't want to see yes or no. Say yes. Perfect. Okay, somebody said perfect. That's Bobo Smith. Thank you, Bobo. Okay. Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes, there is sound. Thank you, guys. Loud and clear. That's from Abu Bakr. Yes, we're hearing you. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for the clarity. So whoever you are that's saying you're not getting us, please make sure you check your device. And this is very important. Chokon, thank you so much. Sarah Brown said there is sound. I can hear you. That's from Ruth. You're audible. That's Bobo Smith now. You're loud and clear. James Davis as well. You're very, very loud and clear. That's coming from Amara. So we'll talk about Hannah Davis, and we have some wheelchairs that we want to give up and all of that. But first, let's start. You know, the program we run, like I always said, if this program was being held in Nigeria and other countries, you know, things will happen. What has been happening lately, and I had to come and make this clarity, is that you all know Liberia is a country that is divided politically. And everyone that knows KWAME OPA weeks, I do subscribe to the ideas of the past government. As a matter of fact, I was Director General of the Liberian News Agency. I served that position with all due respect. You know, put it on top. When I was leaving, we had a problem with the page, with my private page that was used to propagate the message. And later on, I was able to win that fight through Facebook because they saw the time that the page was open and the time I got employed in 2018 in March, and my page was open in way 2015 around there. So there's no way, you know, I only changed up the name to Liberian News Agency. Anyway, fast forward, that happened. But I see some people who, I mean, giving is not something that you are forced to do. When you make a donation, so say we show some sick person and that person is not well. And the person may be suffering from arthritis or headache or cancer or all the different programs we show. And you give $20 to that person. The $20 you're giving to that person is not coming to KWAME Weeks. It's going to that person. But lately, I received message. I will not call their names. I received a lot of messages from people, you know, I don't know whether it's fake profile. We will not donate to your program again because you support the CDC. You support George Weah. I'm like, really? Yes, this is happening. And that's why I came here to make some clarity before we go into that. I need to set this premise. They outright say that they will not support me because they thought I was independent. How? When our KWAME OPA weeks go out there, so somebody call me and say, oh, I'm sick. I have cancer or I have a spine problem. And I go to that house. Any one of you here watching me, do I ask them what party you're from before I put my camera on them? When they're wearing Unity Party t-shirt, do I say take it off? When they're wearing CDC t-shirts, do I say take it off? I don't do politics on this platform. No way, shape, or form. At least we can have one place where all of us can meet no matter what. And Nino, thank you. Welcome to this. I'm telling you something serious. I decided not to call their names. These were people who I took some of them as sisters. I mean, all of a sudden they cut every tie away that. So it tells you the kind of country that we're in, that somebody will say no. They decided not to help because the Bible said when you give, you should give cheerfully. Give with your whole heart and soul. She said, do you know, the other person, even though she didn't put it out, but she said, do you know, I didn't know you were a seditious until I saw you broadcasting for Josh Weah. Duh. This was the same platform that y'all supported when Josh Weah was in power. Y'all used to make donations. Y'all used to help sick people. During Corona, I used to go around, but you guys were not Unity Party or that party and this party. And I hate to talk politics. That's why the last time when I wrote this thing on my page, that it was wrong to be insulting Youngly Kanka Lawrence. You know, Prince Dubel wants to join. Prince, I will bring you on. Keep your hand up. I will bring you on. And Nino, also, you should come. And yes, Amara Kamara, thank you so much. You said Liberia is seriously divided. And I had to come and do this. And if you could share this video so that people who will come and see what this has happened, the kind of thing that's happening in our country. And there was a lady who I took like a sister. I will inbox her now. She will see my message, read it on what it means, and she will not respond. You know, and I was taking it for a joke one time when she told me, I hate, that was the words, her choice of words. I hate Josh Weah. I just laughed and let it go. But then it would not stop. I'm not going to call her name, you know, and this my platform is to help honestly with Liberians. And I see some people, this is so touching. It's so painful to see what's happening in our country. This woman, there was a guy who was sick in the hospital. She called me up, oh, take the man to the hospital. I will pay. I will do this, that. I took the boy to the hospital. And guess what? After that, they gave us a bill of almost 900 United States dollars. One time, she screenshot my post from on my page that I said, you know, the GMB government needs to work on this because for me, my own politics is not about cussing. It's just, that's my view. That's who I support. And that don't mean GMB not my president. That don't mean I should go and start cussing my friend and small brother Jojo, you know, or see Uncle Jake Kabakoi, who I see almost every night, or insult Robert Wilson, you know, the whole government, or see little brother Gregory Coleman, you know, whom I see almost every night. We hang out to the same places and they barely have no clue, you know, Jojo and myself, the whole of over 5-6 years, almost every night we're together, hanging out. That don't mean I should go and start to, you know, cuss up my friend's father or cuss his mother. That's not me. So when I defended Youngly Kanka Lawrence to say that I don't think this level of hate or insult that is directed to this woman, my own people came at me. I had my inbox flooded. Oh, my man, the time the people were cussing Joe Weah, you not say nothing. They were cussing this and that. And I just told one of them, I said, yes, the Josh Weah, one Prophet Key was cussing his mother, his father, everybody. The president taught us one thing. The former president taught us one thing. And that was simplified when you saw him, or exhibited when you saw President Weah saw Prophet Key at the funeral of the late PYJ. May his soul rest in peace. President Weah extended a hand of handshake, and Prophet Key unclenched his fist, and they hugged, and Prophet Key asked for a picture. He did the same thing with Henry Costa, So for me to come out and defend and say, this is so wrong, they should go after whoever is cussing the president and leave Youngly Kanga Lawrence out of this. I was beaten, and even kicked out of the chat room in my own party. They kicked me out. And later on, restore my membership. This is how divided this country is. And then you barely don't know what to do, like where to stand in this town now. You don't want to go to your old friend you see. So now if I see Robert Wilson, I gotta be afraid to give him a hug because maybe a seditious will see me hugging Robert, or if Robert sees me, he's scared. He won't hang out to the same places we used to hang out because of XYZ. So a lot of them have stopped supporting the platform. Do we need their support? Yes. Are we struggling? Yes, we're struggling because we don't have a job. And to go to these places, lately, after my car went down, my whole car, the engine locked. The only car that I will use to go Banga, go to these places that are closer, Ganta. Just 8 days ago, after we came back from Kakata from doing this little kid, Solomon, 6 years old, my car engine locked. Currently, I don't have a car. I do have a car, but it is at the garage getting repaired. And I mean, Bobo say, I can't wait to come and appreciate you, Teggy. So Makonje say, they did the same thing to me. I'm still, so the level of hate, vitriol that is meted against, other people, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. It has hit home to the point where, I thought to come on here and say, I can no more do this broadcast. Sometimes you want to cut and run, from your own country, and we see presidents will come, presidents will go. And, that's my sis, Hannah. And let me just share this with you, Hannah. I mentioned her. Thank you so much, my sister, for the contribution you made the other time to help me get my car repaired. And Sis Anna Nelson, even though you're giving us stars, but let me just let you know that Liberia is not monetized. So all the stars you've given me, I don't have an account to pull that money out, But thank you so much, Sis Anna. God bless your heart. Thanks for your contribution to make me get back on my feet. The car is still at the garage. It was a bigger problem. The engine locked. And I'm going to pray to get it fixed. Emmanuel said, my first time seeing your face, big brother. Thank you. And I always bring. So, I will bring all of you online one by one, and I hope Facebook will be able to. And you just want to say, enough is enough, and just go away, and let this process handle itself, and let this process handle itself, and it's like when you say, oh wow, you're not sleepy. No, I'm not, and that's what's been happening lately with our country. So most of them now, Another factor again, most of these people, some of them, they follow the program, and sometimes they will see, say maybe Nino or Anna or Slavion, one of you making contributions. Say, oh, I donate $100 at this. There are people who will come, unscrupulous people, they will come on the platform and with one goal in mind, just to get your number, your contact, and then they go in your inbox and they start asking you for money, and that turns you off as well from coming back on the platform. We're telling you when those things happen, don't take it on us. So say Nino Brown came on and said, I make a donation of $500 to this person. If people start to go in his private inbox, Patricia said, thank you, Christiana. She said, a great Kwame. You're great as well, Chris. So we continue to do, people will be blessing. Yeah, we pray that God connect us. No, Johnny, I'm not working for the government library. I'm not working. I have, it is the likes of the Gardens, all the different people that I mentioned here, that, you know, I will drill you. I will drill you. And we decided to say, okay, this is enough, because you can't live in a society with this much hate. That's another group of people who will come in your inbox and start to beg you for money. Please don't take it on the platform. So if now Gordon came on here and he made a donation of $100 and we announce it for transparency's sake and call his name, and then John Brown, who's just watching, he's not making no contribution, he will go to now Gordon inbox and say, oh, please help me with $20, my children's school fee, this, that, and all of them will be, hitting that. And then I say, wow, if I knew I would never go into wash. So what Nat does, he will wait for the program to go on YouTube. Then he watch it when it's not live for nobody to ask him for money. Then we end up losing the kind of support, and that's it. But, it is reaching a point, a breaking point, that this platform will only be able to sustain itself if people were, saying, okay, Mr. Weeks, I can't do anything, but I can give you $20 every week, for example. So give us a special account, and then every week, whatever I do, whether somebody's sick, they don't have to get sick, and I'll give you $20. So imagine with that, we'll be bringing you programs from places like Harper, Maryland. We'll be going to Plebo. We'll be going in the deep part in the southeast. We'll be going. Just today, somebody called me from Georgia, a little baby there where the mother in childbirth died and left the baby with the only in the town, where her oldest daughter is only 15 years old. And it is this 15-year-old child that is that is that is that is that is that is taking care of that person. And so it is just impossible, to sustain this particular program without no financial support. Minus data. Normally, if I'm trying to add you and I can't add you, I should be having a second phone. And the current phone I'm using, it is the brother Nat Godin who brought it for me. The Android, he brought that for me with a pair of sneakers the other day, because our device was broken, and all of that. So if Liberia was monetized, trust me, I am the highest viewed person in the whole Republic of Liberia. I am the highest viewed person. And Facebook is not adding people. I don't know why. Um, I have to find a way, to see how people can be added. But Facebook is not adding people lately. I don't know what's happening. So, and because of that, so we we wait. If somebody call me and say, Mr. Weeks, I need you to come. We're trying again to add Nino. We hope that people will be added. Yeah, I'm adding all I would need. Let me just put mine. Let me just put this information out 231 88 144. Let me see if I can add these numbers and then I don't know if I can get let me see if I can get another phone with I'm still fighting to add Nina up there. No answer again. Let's see. So if you sometimes we get 300, 400,000 views. So if this particular if this particular we're trying to add an ad as well. Let me see if I can find a phone, guys. If I gave you the number, if that is not coming, then you can just call that number direct, and your audio will still come in. Okay. So give me 1 second. Let me go find another device. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. I was trying to get this phone and see if they can. Okay, yeah. So um, I have a WhatsApp number here. I will give you so you can call. You can call this WhatsApp number. Okay. Let me give you this WhatsApp number. So when you call, because if we can't add, I will add you on. It is plus 231 777 123 777 42 9145. Okay, so you can call that number. Please call that numbers. That number. Can people write it down for me? It's on WhatsApp. I have the device right here. It's a techno phone. So you can call that number on WhatsApp, save the number, just put in a name, call that number, and then I'll be able to talk to you as well so that we can have an honest conversation. And so at some point, you'll be like, okay. And then you have other people who will tell you, say, Mr. Weeks, I don't want to, let me add Nino again and see. Somebody said Facebook had not been adding people lately. I don't know what's the problem. Maybe only that feature, maybe now is only restricted to the US or whatever. But you please call this number if you want to be a part of the broadcast. Somebody said your program is very helpful. Somebody says so true. Mr. Weeks, you're a blessing. People who know work for have more in Liberia and can afford their basic needs too. So begging for supporting somebody in back shouldn't be expressed. Please keep the courage. Yeah, you can monetize your patient on another Ghana and use it in Liberia, even though Liberia doesn't monetize. Yeah, I know, but I don't know, I can't change except I have to, change all of that. But I'm hearing that Liberia will soon be joining that place soon. So please, there's a lot that's about to be on bill here. So please call that number. Nino, you can call 231-777-4291-45. That's a WhatsApp number, and we can add you on video or audio if you want. Call that number. And so this is what's been happening. And you can't continue without that kind of support, because or else you will end up using money that was sent to you to help people and directed. You'll be digging hole and cover hole and cover hole and cover hole, and you just got to be honest. You just got to be honest, and say it as it is. And even all the big stations, that's why you see CNN, all of these different places, they run publicities, they advertise, and that money is used to upkeep the station. But we have a community where people will just not outright, say they're doing something that will help you out. Now, let me give you this breaking news, and I want you guys to listen keenly to this. So, and I need your view. I need your honest view. And anything you tell me to do, that's what I would do. This is about Frank Lobo. The last time we were on this platform, we put out an SOS call for a brother and friend in the name of Frank Lobo, broadcaster and all of that. He had this problem with his brain or something or whatever. And we raised some good money. We even got the Senator, Wave from Bond County, who offered to purchase tickets and all of that. When the family contacted me during that fundraiser, they told me, and I need you to listen because any response you'll give me is the direction I will take. Because I don't want you to hear it outside there. You'll say, oh, but Kwame, I think you were wrong or you were right. And we managed to convince the senator, and he bought the ticket for the wife. Well, Frank gave them some money and everything. And our role was to find them a hospital in India, find a good agent who would not croak them, because we've sent the likes of Momolu and other people there for liver transplant, kidney transplant. Everything was successful, spine and all of that. So we were together for a period of almost 2-3 weeks, his wife and I. Then the brother called me and said, look, his surgery is around 22,000. So I said, my man, you were only looking for whatsoever. Now the man getting small money coming his direction. You're talking about 22,000. You're not going to burden these people who are trying to help. Let's find a cheaper surgery or a cheaper hospital, but they would do the same thing. So we contacted the hospital, who were asking for only around 7,000 to 8,000 to get the brother, surgery done, excluding medication and therapy and where he would stay when he arrived in India. We did everything. Then we applied the hospital, because in India, the hospital that is sending for you will send the visas. So they send the visa, and the visa came. Who paid for the visa, everything. And the day the senator paid for the tickets, and if you can hear me, please say you can hear me. I want you to type yes, you can hear me. The day we paid for the tickets, I called that man's wife to say, okay, if you want, I can drop Frank at the airport. I can drop you at the airport with my car, the car now that is at the garage that I'm fighting with. One moment is sick, one moment is on, one moment is sick. Anyway, thank you, Nat. And I hope you're listening. The night we were together for over 3 weeks. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. I was just making sure that you're here because I need you to advise me on this one. I don't want you going outside and you hear and you say, "Oh, Mr. Weeks, you didn't treat the woman good, or this one or that one." I want you to hear from the horse's mouth himself. Not knowing, even though they came to me and said the doctor at JFK proposed a place for 22,000. I said, my man, y'all know Frank don't have that kind of money. The senator want to help the man. Y'all find a cheap hospital. I know a hospital in front of them. I call our dear brother. His name is Ali. I call Ali, and Ali went immediately. Can somebody be typing that number if somebody wants to call? Please, that number that I put there. If somebody needs to call, it is 777-4291-45. Can somebody be typing that number over and over so that if somebody needs to call that WhatsApp number, 777-4291-45. I have the phone right here. So when you call on WhatsApp, I'll be able to, talk to you live. So everything was settled. The hospital went and sent the invitation for both of them and everything, including the bill and everything. Then what we say in Liberia English, I hit the senator, and the senator was able to buy the tickets, give them pocket change, and said, when y'all get on the ground, we'll see what we can do. I said, okay. They did to get a woman to the airport with Frank, not knowing they had different plan. I called that woman. I called the brother. I call until I was tired. Nobody answered me. I didn't even know if they had boarded the flight. However, yeah, thank you. That's the number, Johnny. Thank you so much. However, I went immediately and called Ali in India. That man went to the airport with every necessary thing to pick up Frank from the airport. He went there. They sat at that airport for almost 3 hours, not knowing that woman took a different route. They went to a different person who took them to different hospital. When I called her, she didn't answer. As far as I'm concerned, I just know that was it. This morning, after almost 2 weeks or whatsoever in India, that lady called me. I got the voice message here to say, Mr. Weeks, she was crying on the phone, you got to come to my help. Oh, I didn't treat you right. Oh, God already do something to me. Oh, we did everything the Liberian person or whoever we met in India who sent for us, that the word she used, they took us. Oh, they took us. We paid for everything. Even fast hotel bill sale, we not get it. And that to pay for the surgery now. And Frank is not having this. I like, what? Who sent for you? Nobody sent for you. We will send you to a particular hospital. And you refuse to go with the plan that we had. Okay? And you pick your own thing. Because you picked that and it didn't work. Now you're coming back to me, to help you again. But this is what she caused. Right. This is what she caused. She made my contact in India. They almost stopped talking to me. They thought I sent 419. I lied to them to just get visa. That's what they thought until the agent was able to convince them that no. They wanted to go after them. We had to stop them. We had to refund the visas that were paid here. They said, okay, we have to refund the money here. We had to refund that double, which is $600 that we didn't have, that we had to pay back to them. If I tell you some of the things that I go through with Liberians in this country, who you try, they will call you to help you, not knowing to bring you down or to bury you in the sand. To bury you in the sand. Some of them will come to you and tell you, say, Mr. Weeks, my kidney hurting. You get into the hospital, you raise maybe $300, $400, $500, $600. You go to the hospital, they will say, no, give me the money. I will go to country doctor. You don't give them the money, they say you raise money, you eat the money from them. They will come to you, they say they're hungry. They want a bag of rice. That only rice they want. You raise $25, you buy the bag of rice. You call them, come pick up the bag of rice. They say no, they want the money, they want the cash. That's how, and not the bulk of them. A few will go, they will come back. So, yes, His Honor, I sent this same information, her voice message to the senator this morning. The senator can't believe it. He said, what, Mr. Weeks? You won't tell me in the hospital that Frank went to? Is that what you guys proposed? I said, yeah. And it was after she left, almost going to 3 weeks, that today that woman ever contacted me. If I play her voice message, which I cannot do on here, you will be like, wow. But then I send the information to I sent that same information to the Indian guy, our agent in India. He said, Mr. Weeks, if Frank, that's what he said. He said, if Frank is sick, let's pray for him to get well. Forget that woman. If we can help, we can help. That's what the Indian guy told me. And that touched me. That the guy, even though we deprive them of doing the surgery or doing whatsoever, they still offered, they still offered that they can help. And it is only honest to come on here and let you know that maybe in the coming days, when we put out an SOS call, we'll be talking to Frank from the hospital in India that we did not suggest to them, a strange hospital, and we don't even know what's that amount, and asking Liberian people, to help again after what she did and backstab me. The same thing happened. Another group is there, but I will not talk about them. The lady and her daughter went for kidney transplant. Same Ali guy we send them to, we say we know XYZ, not knowing they had different plan. When they arrived there, Ali picked them up today. For them to stay in a hotel for 3 days is $15. We got them the medical hostel. Instead of them where they pay $50, it's 15, 5, 10, 15 United States dollars a day. You'll get to cook, you'll get your microwave and all of that. This is something that we have done before. 2 kidney transplant, 1 liver, spine, this, that, everything went smooth from there, and then it came back. And this is what we have. So I'm just giving you these updates. And the question that come up to you is, what do you advise in this case that we do? Even though we're challenged, I mean, I can come on here and pretend like everything is working well, but no. Sometimes I'll be like, wow, why is our country this way, or how it is that people will just choose, and people like us, you can't beat us down because, it is the ordinary people that are out there who depend on what we do that will suffer. Because if you send $20, let me tell you something that happened. I talked to a 17-year-old girl today, just from one conversation to another. And she told me, and I asked her, where your dad? She said, no, that little girl is living by herself with her older sister who is 19. Her mom got 6 kids. The oldest is 19, she's 17, and the rest of the 4 just go down like that by 1-2 years. And the little girl told me today that her father sent for her in the US, but the DNA report here shows that it was not a match. And the man stopped talking to her automatically, to the point where she went on the street, sleeping with different men to be able to pay her school fees. She and her 19-year-old sister. This is the country. When you hear, and she said, my mother said, my grandmother, she said my grandmother, that is her former father. So I said, but you still carry his name. She said, yeah, but why would I don't know no other part. She said, I don't know no other part, She said, let me try Alexander Vani. She said, I don't know no other part. What would I do? She said, but yes, people say that the anything someday can lie, can lie. Then I asked her, I was like, but how many children your mom gets? She said, with 6. And I said, all of you from the same? She said, no, we're from different daddies. So her mom has 6 kids, 6 different guys. When you hear a 15-year-old and you're talking to her and you ask her, when you go investigate whether this 15 years old, okay, got raped, and you go to interrogate her quietly one-on-one, you ask her, but are you having sex? And that 15-year-old reply to you and say no, vehemently says, outright says no. Then she comes back with a but. With only my dad. Said, oh, I'm only having sex with only my dad. That level of incest. Then you will come back like this and say, wow, what a country. So these are the people 24/7 that we're out here that, we're here 24/7 trying to help. And I just want to appeal to all of you that are on here. We got a lot of programs to bring to you, and we're going to need your financial support in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. And if you go in my inbox, and I already can trust you because she's a 15-year-old, she's a minor, and I cannot put such a recording online. But if I trust you, I can send you. If I really trust you, I can send you that video, and you can see the interview. She didn't even know I was recording her, and she doesn't consider sex. That's how mentally she got fucked up. Sorry for my French. That I was like, you having sex? She said, no, Opa. That's how she referred to me. No. I said, you sure? She said, no, on ma pa. Like, what? So she thinks in her mind, that I don't know how she came to that conclusion. And then I tried to talk to the mother, and the mother was, she kept trying to make it look to defend. But, we managed, biological dad, we managed to get that information to, we managed to get that information to the rightful authority. And I hope some arrests can be made anytime soon, because we just keep it quiet. It's like sometimes some of the things that you want to put out, but you don't patriotically. If I was any other person who did not love my country, I would be putting out videos that people will see Liberia like a Sodom and Gomorrah country, and you don't do that in journalism. Those stories worth dying for, and you just cannot publish certain things that's going to hurt the entire country or put people's lives in danger. As a professional, that's why it's always good to go to school or learn what you're attending for. We have a sister in Cyprus who wants to remain anonymous. Every time she will give periodically wheelchairs, she will give diapers and different things. The last time she gave 15 bags of rice, we're sharing it around. So I want to encourage you. Christmas is coming. We and Nat were about to do a fundraiser, but I want to come on here tonight for us to see if we can raise 300 United States dollars tonight for this little boy. His name is Arthur. Arthur is 12 years old. I filmed Arthur right on the boulevard, and he's a vulcanizer. Like, he repaired tires. Arthur does tires. My kind of little boy. He left. His story is on here. Arthur left from Buchanan, Grand Bassa, all the way, came to Monrovia, and went to stay with his auntie who brought him. And later on, she threw him out, and he's living with this Nigerian guy who's very cool to him. Why do I want us to raise this $300? Is to take Arthur day after tomorrow to find his mother in Buchanan. We can rent a car to go and come. Will be like $100. We can use another $100 to buy some stuff for the mom, and then Arthur can use that. Yeah, the young tire man. Yes. And so we have over 168. If everybody will give in $2, we'll cover that. Yeah, Narima says she watched the video. So, yeah, smart kid. If you want to make a contribution to that, we do not. Wow, Nino said he will send the 300. Before I even say anything, Nino Brown said he will send the $300 tomorrow morning. Wow. Thank you so much, Nino. Thank you so much. Yes, we got to protect. Goa Bernard said, thanks for protecting your souls. Yeah, and Bernard, Goa, that's the problem we have. There's a lot happening in our country, but you get scared to put out the information, because if you don't, I got videos where 10, 11, 12, 13 years old are people are soliciting sex from them. They're prostitutes. We're pretending like we want to have sex with them, and they're arranging their price, and we ask them how old. Some say 11, 12 to 10 years old. This is happening in our country. This is happening. And the reason why, if we turn our blind eye away, if we politicize everything in this country, it is these vulnerable people that get lost. It is these people that get lost, and can you imagine what a young girl goes through here to go to college in Liberia, for example? A lot is happening, and you would think, and the reason why, you see, if this were in a normal country, you see the gender ministry will say, okay, Mr. Weeks, we're going to hire you. Even the past government, we would see these kind of stuff, and what would they do in the past government? Those ministers that are responsible, they will say, oh no, don't put it out. They're not true. They will be doing it because why? They're only after their political image. It is not the job that they are entrusted to do. They're only there to protect their political image, to protect their party. No, this is Unity Party, CDC, ANC, CMC, KPP. That's all about that. They don't care about how is it affecting the ordinary people. So that's why you hear only in Liberia, where you will hear people, oh, President Tubman was good, but that the people around him. President Tobo was good, but that the people around him. President Doe was good, but that the people were around, even though they say he was a dictator and this and that, but still, we Liberian people say he was good, but that the people around him. Chachito was good, even though Chachito killed people, people chat this, that, but that the people around him. Prince Johnson, that good man. He was not going to kill other people, but that the people around him. So we always pass the buck. So then why do we need leaders? Why do we need leaders? Thank you so much. What his name? Nino, for your contribution, for that contribution there. And I don't. Somebody tried to send $25. If you're sending the money, send it to this number that is up here. Okay? This number that we tag up here is the number you should send anybody. I see somebody trying to send $25 and the money went back to them because that my main account is not going to work till Monday. That's why I'm using the same number with the same name, but it is 414115. Nino Brown has my other number that he always is a private number that always works. Okay, but if you want to send money, I see somebody who are trying to send $25. Please send it to 881-414115. Okay, thank you so much. If that didn't work, let me see. Okay, so if that didn't work, maybe I should put this other number up so you guys can use this number. It's better. +231 886-03-5170. Yeah, that's it. Let me put this other number. Yeah. My own numbers, when the month ends like that. Yeah. Okay, so you can use this, guys, y'all can use that number. It's the same. Yeah, my ally, how are you? Y'all can use the same number that Nino used. It is up until I can get it work tomorrow. Okay, it's 886-03-5170. Yeah, Nino, they break the ice. He always does that. Great guy, always. So we will be going to Buchanan. We'll be going to Buchanan day after tomorrow morning. We'll be taking Arthur. We want to say thanks to Nino for that contribution. And so that's a lot. And if we put all of those, outside, you will be shocked because this is the reality. And sometimes you want to go, to say, okay, this is about Liberia. Let me just focus on what the country is all about. Let me just be a patriotic citizen. I don't care about all of this hullabaloo. This party say and that other party say. Let me just focus on getting things really done. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because even in the hospital, when you go to the hospital, you go everywhere in this town, you have to fight in a way to hide your identity or your political, beliefs or whatever, because it's a possibility they might say something, do something, or, discriminate against you because of, of your political views. And I hate to talk politics when I'm on the perspective, because the perspective should have no boundaries. It should look with no particular lens. The lens should be broad in a more panoramic view. They should be able to cover the entire country without hindrance, let, beliefs, or what have you. That's why you see we always fight, to get our coverage in a kind of a way where it cuts across everything that we do. Now, I give you a quick recap. Tomorrow also we will be taking Stanley, the kid that has this more like Parkinson. We will be taking him to the hospital. We will be taking Arthur. I spoke with Arthur. We'll be taking him to Buchanan. Alex, I filmed Alex from what the place named. Alex is 16 years old. Only he and his mom. His mom has kidney failure. She's on dialysis. I remember somebody sent money the other time for her. And Alex is going through a lot because his mom needs $285 to live every week. He must find that money or else his mom will die. And only he alone will be left, because since the father said he not able to other signal, he ran away. And they're living in a house where the rent's gone and all of that. Then recently we did Robert. The doctor said it saw nothing. It was not a stroke. He just got paralyzed, and maybe it's through his spine. No one knows that, and that's that. Also, like I told you, every year we have the likes of Nino, Nad, and other folks who will give stuff out. And I know Nino is expected to make a giveaway for Christmas. I know the biggest day in this country as well is November 29th. It's a very big day. So we're looking forward to sponsors on that day as well. And so forth. We didn't go to the World Hydrocephalus Day because also we were challenged. Now, if you know the baby Justina, she was the baby with this grown big head. We are very sorry to announce that Justina died about a week, 2 weeks ago in the village in KWAME after multiple surgeries. She underwent surgery 4 times on her head, even with an American doctor coming from the US. Yeah. Yeah, so Andrew Jen Johnson said, yeah, that's where it is. So in the back of Coconut Plantation, that what it says, mom is, we'll be going there, going live. And we're gonna say courtesy of Nino Brown. Thank you so much, Andrew James. So again, the phone, I just want to say thanks to all of you that continue to support. If you think you would like to support us for the work we do, we will come here periodically and let you know. Yeah, okay, we will go visit the twin brothers. That's Joe and Joel. Yeah, okay, we will go there, Dara P. Willie. We will go there. I'm hearing that the mom is here and grandmom has given them out, and they're both of them. So we will try to go and visit them again, since they are now moved to Monrovia. So we will want to encourage all of you who will be watching our program. We just want you to know, when it comes to this program, There's no Unity Party, there's no UP, there's no CDC, there's nothing. We do this with our hearts, clear minds, and soul. Not to say we don't have people who are ever also, but I don't want to be in that shoe to be remembered. You know, you got almost 300,000 people. That's excluding half of that number that watched the program without following. So if you say you have 300,000 followers, you should times that by 3, almost 1,000,000 followers, because there are other people who watch the show, and the demographic will show it. It will say non-followers, your views will show. Sometimes your non-followers views can go more than the followers views. So the man who following will not be watching the video, and somebody will just be scrolling through and it pops up on their feed and they go and watch it. So I just want to say thanks to all of you. Thanks for giving. Thanks for support. Thanks for commenting. Another thing, you may not have money to give when we are on these programs. And I know one major thing that you will find Liberians will gravitate. If I was on this platform and maybe I take Alexander Cummings' name and start to drag him in the mud, and all of you on here didn't like him, then that small money you'll be sending to me. So I will continue cursing Alexander Cummings' mom. You know, you'll be sending me money, my man, keep it up, this. Or maybe if I was on here, I took off my shirt, you know, and all of that, you know, flipping my nipples or doing something stupid or crazy, you'd be like, wow, everybody, you see the numbers going up exponentially, you know, and all of that. Or if I came on here and I was cussing the president, disrespecting the ministers, saying stuff outlandishly like that, putting out stuff that is not adding up, Liberian will gravitate towards that kind of content. Nothing positive that is on Facebook that is supported by our community. Okay? Nothing on positive. If you look at all our content creators, the ones who were boiling with the big bucks are those, the one who are driving the Mercedes Benz, getting, who are doing well, are the ones who are into profanity, promiscuities, insults, gossips, and all of these different innuendos, and you name it, patriotic languages. But once in Liberia, you decide to do the right thing. Even now you say, okay, I'm the minister to catch all the corrupt people. Soon the money, your house will burn. You know, your children. That's why let me tell you something. If you go to the university here, it is the students that will tell you it is okay for the teacher or the professor to ask them for money when they issue an exam and they don't pass. If that teacher refuses to take money to pass them, he's in bad book with the students themselves. Even though it's going to hurt their future, they don't give a damn. Same way in high school. That's why you have a proliferation of teachers all over. You got one man teaching 5 different high schools in the city, but he's not able to reach there. So what does he do? You have this recycling among themselves. You know, you go to the same. How do you go to the University of Liberia, for example? The computer department don't have computer science department, don't have just the little beaker. These little beakers where you're going to put this thing to sample. You don't have an electronic microscope and all of that. Yes, they graduate with summa cum, magna cum, and all of that. And you expect the same people that come from down there will come back, even though they have not traveled with no other experience outside Liberia. Born, grew up here, die here. They come back, go back in the same university, and they start to teach. And they go back and start to teach. Do you think we continue like this 1 billion years, anything will change in this country? No. And the change that comes to Liberia will be what somebody look at. Liberia is the only country where you find 3% arguing The other man got iPhone 17. The other man got iPhone 16. The other man got iPhone 15 in their hand. And they're arguing over the capital city of Ghana. The other man will say that Abosso Khan. The other man say Accra. The other man say Abidjan. And they will be fighting among themselves. And none of them will pick up that phone and say, let me just talk to Siri. Siri was the capital city of Accra, like an American kid would do, an European or Chinese kid would do today. They will even fight or take knife to cut one another. You know, they will do that. So that's the level of ignorance, and you cannot blame them because it's it. You cannot have a professor in the university who has never crossed Freetown border before, yet he's teaching about tourism. He needs to go to Banga, but then he's teaching tourism. That's why you have medical schools proliferated all over the place, and these kids from high school straight, they come out and they graduate, they're nurses, even though they don't go to university, but they went to trade medicine school. And they send them to JFK, a bunch of them, or ELWA. Then the ones who at least went to our so-called high nursing school, maybe WLT or whatever, or TNIMA, they will be watching Real Madrid or Barcelona playing, and these nurses, we call them, small children, they will leave them. They're the one will be looking for IVs and doing all the kind of stuff. And then when people die, that's why you see most of our big people, by the time, because what I like about our government official, they believe that, the human body is like car that you can start breathing and they can change your part and put it there for you to live until they find out that they cannot make it no more. So some of them, when they run into shock, say brain aneurysm or anything, then but before they rush them to Ghana, some get lucky and they make it and come back. Some don't, and they end up dying even on the plane or when they get there by the time. So if you live in a country where if Dr. Doe is sick, the only neurologist or neurosurgeon in the entire country, because I will not mention Dr. Bala because he's learning, still learning. If that man is sick and anybody fall down on motorbike, you got nerve problem, your brain trauma, all that stuff that got anything to do with spine, this, you on your own. You're on your own. A country with no cardiologist, the oncologists and all of those people, then they're all maybe people who are practicing and all of that. And you go to the dialysis department, you see people dying because they don't have money. Sometimes the equipment is down. Sometimes it's a whole lot of stuff. And the reason why we're not getting it right because everything is politicized. So what's happening in Liberia now? CDC took power from Ellen. Unity Party people say everything in the country, everything they're doing, they're bringing it down. Even if we have built new road, they said no, go in there, break it down. Throw that oil. I remember Jefferson Kogita, they would take that, put it on the hill, whistle oil around. Joseph Boakai in power, CDC people pay, so go there, you all go throw that around too. So it's like tit for tat. Everybody's trying to get everybody when the people, it is the people who are bearing this burden, this blunt, and the people who the country look to, everybody they look to, you see the messengers, the Costas, the Stantons, and all of these different people, because they have this one minor selfish view and it's about them. So the message is tailored in wherever. So you dilute an entire country of people in that direction. Everybody going. And then you listen to some musicians in this country, you want to puke because you got your little child hearing a musician talking about body parts, sexual this, that, and the small children in the community, they listen to this song, they can rhyme it. Imagine a little child singing Panto song, all these different kind of songs that are not good for children, adult content. They listen to it. If the radio stations are even playing them, every station now in Liberia, there's some gambling going on. Every radio station you tune into tonight, you see the people, you win this, you win that. You go in every community, the Chinese have set up these little machines and all of that. But you cannot say the country is not okay. That means you hate the government. So we all pretend we keep our cameras rolling, and maybe we came back to Liberia for the right or wrong reason, and we just stayed there, and it is so bad when people who are Christians, can you imagine? So that means your church, you will not give to your church because you know the pastor there maybe might be a unity partisan, you sedition, you carry your offering to the place where maybe one unity party man will carry you to heaven. Unity party pastor, when you die will carry you to heaven. So you want to find unity party pastor to pay your tithe there. Or you don't want to pay your tithe because the pastor is a sedition, and you from unity party, or you don't want to pay because he's from CMC, and all of that. If you go in the market to go buy a fish, you don't ask, what party you're from before you buy the fish. Imagine if God's grace was restricted. That means all the Christian people will die. They will not be here. That's why you see, God will take the likes of Martin Luther King at 38. He will take Jesus, his own son, almost at that same age, and then he let Zobo then be walking around and they're smoking. You go to China to see somebody walking with Bible or passing talking about God or something that, but you cannot go down there and say they are not blessed in abundance. So you get confused. So we can go on. You can go on and on and on and on and on and know that we're in a deeper mess. But again, hey, I just want to say good night. Thank you all for being a part of this wonderful, wonderful evening. I hope, right. Thank you, Jaden, at 33, and I hope you will continue to support us. John Davis is always watching. Thanks for the information, all the government passing now, and we are involved in the country issue. Thank you so much. That's all right. Everything is so really political and very bad for the young folks that we have in our country. Yeah. More than hard times, she said. That's from Leo Sisse, leadership problem. Yes. But we hope that everything will go well and our country will be the best for all of us. When it's time for elections, we all gonna respectfully go and campaign for our side. Whoever wins, wins. But hey, this place is non-political. What we do here, we hope those of you who went away because you felt we're not gonna, refrain from our support and what we believe in. It's like you take me to the restaurant and you say, Mama, what kind of soup you eating? And I say, give me tabak soya. And you won't bend my head to eat tabaki. I said, no. Hey, cool. She said, my runaway friend, I love you. I love it, cool. Beautiful girl. Thank you so much, Sis Anna. God bless your heart. You're a good woman, and I pray for you all the time. I wish you the best. You know, I hope you can come to your country and give all that experience that you have, you know, to your country. Hi, Grace. Grace, be careful as you get to Buchanan this morning, my brother. Yes, I'm going tomorrow morning. Not day after tomorrow morning. Bring him after I'm just gonna go and then get him out of school. And then we head out there. We'll be going live from there on Tuesday afternoon. And we'll be at JFK tomorrow. And thanks to all of you again. I love you. And good night. Thank you, Nino, for covering that amount of 300 United States dollars for that trip. And I wish all of you, God's good blessing. Stay with us and please keep us in your prayer. Till then, we want to say goodbye. Bye bye.